Welcome to the B.F. Anderson Technical Report for August 25th. This is a graph of the Value Line Geometric Index. We have talked about this in prior weeks. I have broken this graph down to a monthly graph, and I'm going back 20 years to 1998. Now remember, the Value Line Geometric Index is an equally weighted index that is geometrically averaged. Now the objective of the index is to try to ascertain the performance of the average stock. In other words, when you look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average, you have to realize that's 30 industrial cyclical companies. This index is 1,700 growth stocks primarily, because that's what the Value Line strategy is primarily about. Now, as you can see here, we've had 3 tests of this upper limit on this index. Now, the real question today is this the crouch and now we're getting ready to get the leap? Now, one of the technical terms used is a shakeout. Is this a shakeout and now we're going to leap and go on to new highs? Well, we've already made a new high. Now, in the last couple of weeks, and it all kind of got started in June, we've now seen a pullback back into this basing area. But I do think it's an index to keep an eye on, and I think it really clearly shows that for the last 20 years, really the average stock has gone nowhere. I mean, it's been bear market, 3 tests, now we're on the 4th breakthrough, and so the million-dollar question is, do we break through, make new highs again? Hopefully that's the case. Now, as a comparison, just to be aware of this is a similar graph going back to 98. However, the index did not get started till 2005. Now, I call this an index. What this is called the PGJ. It's the PowerShares Golden Dragon China Portfolio. Now, this is all the stocks that trade in the United States that are based in China. Now, you can see here, again, we've had the similar situation. Look at the bear market here in 09, then we got another pullback, then we've got the shakeout. But boy, is it really broken out up and above the this area here, where this topping area here. So the Chinese stocks have all of a sudden really come to life. Now, Jack Ma, who is the CEO of Alibaba, and we'll talk about Alibaba here in a minute, came out recently and said that he believes that the middle class in China is projected to double in size in the next 3 to 5 years. Well, if we study our market history a little bit about the United States, if you go back and study the United States market, really one of the best times to have owned stocks was 1942 to 1966. Right after World War II, everybody coming home, building houses, having families. And so the middle class doubled between 1942 and 1966 here in the United States. So with China, you kind of have to ask the question, is that going to happen there, and will that lead to a major bull market in China? So far, the graph looks pretty good. Now let's go on and look at the top 10. Align Technology continues to make the list. Again, this is a company that's involved in medical supplies that are, in other words, you go to the orthodontist, and instead of getting metal braces, you get clear inserts that align your teeth. So it's an interesting company. Stock is acting well. Here is a Chinese stock. This is a company called Auto Home. Now, the way to think about Auto Home is, it's like Zillow for the realtors, but Auto Home is for automobiles in China. So it's primarily an advertising revenue. They don't sell cars, they don't make cars, anything like that, but they do provide an advertising outlet on the internet for the Chinese consumer. Now, one more thing about Jack Ma. He also said that he believed that the reason for the doubling of the middle class in China was because of the mobile phone, because of the internet, and especially the wireless internet. Now here we have Alibaba, which is basically smoke up a chimney. The stock is really blasted off. This is the Amazon of China. Anyway, e-commerce continues to be a primary theme. This is a very interesting company here, a company called Kite Pharmaceuticals. Now, this company, and I've heard this a million times throughout my career, they are in testing of a cancer cure. Now, they're running tests as we speak at MD Anderson in Houston, and they're getting pretty remarkable results. And you can see that the stock is on a tear. So I really do think this is one to keep an eye on. They may have something. What they have is where it's called the CRT procedure, is where they actually remove the blood from the body, treat the white blood cells so that the white blood cells go after the cancer cells like they would go after an infection. Actually, I first learned about this company about a year ago on 60 Minutes. Kind of back to the China thing, this is the Power Dragon index. This is not going back 20 years. This is just looking at the last several years, and you can see the strength in the short run of the Chinese stocks. You know, you're seeing breakdowns in the U.S. stocks, but you're not seeing this in the Chinese stocks. This is Vertex Pharmaceuticals, which is another biotech, continues to make top 5. So if you have any questions, give me a call. A lot going on. Thank you.